This class is brought to you by the LA Care and Blue Shield Promise Community Resource Centers. The centers are a place to help you be active, healthy, and informed. We hope you enjoy this virtual class.
Hello, my name is Sonia Guzman. Today we will be talking about fruits and vegetables. We're going to be focusing on the difference among fresh, frozen, and canned. We're also going to be making a salad using different kinds of fruits and vegetables. And then we're also going to make a salad dressing to go along with our salad. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start by talking about the difference among fresh, frozen, and canned fruits and vegetables. It's important to talk about this subject as there are many misconceptions out there regarding different kinds of fruits and vegetables, and that can sometimes take away the opportunity for our families to perhaps follow a healthier lifestyle or diet. So we're going to talk about that today. Hopefully we will clear any myths that you might have and help you make better choices in regards to your diet. So let's start with fresh fruits and vegetables. So for example, here we have a tomato, here we have a lemon, fresh fruits and vegetables. Now, usually people prefer fresh fruits and vegetables as they tend to have better taste. When we go to the produce section in the supermarket, we can also see that there's a lot of variety, a lot of different kinds of fruits and vegetables to select from. And so that's another benefit because it gives us an opportunity to try different things. It also gives us an opportunity to be selective as to what we need. For example, if we need something that we're going to use today, then we can select things that are ripe. And if we need something that we're going to use later, then we can select things that still have a little bit of ways to go. Now, the fact that we can select things that are ripe is kind of a good thing and a bad thing, right? Because if we get food or fruits and vegetables that are very ripe, for example, then we really don't have a lot of time to use them. We need to eat them pretty much right away, maybe at the longest a week, but it really doesn't give us a long time to use them. Now, that's one of the benefits of frozen and canned fruits and vegetables, that we can actually purchase our fruits and vegetables frozen and canned, and we have a long time to use them. For example, this bag here of frozen vegetables, this here actually has till 2022 for me to use it. So pretty long time, right? About 2 years. As well as this here. This also has until 2022. That would be the expiration date. And so that's one of the nice things about frozen and canned fruits and vegetables, that I can actually, stock up. Let's say I find things on sale, or let's say that I have a really large family, then I can go ahead and stock up and I can use those things later. I don't need to use them right away. Usually, fresh fruits and vegetables, when they're in season, they're going to be a lot more affordable. But when they are not in season, then that's where we can opt for either the frozen or the canned type, because that way it'll help us save some money, right? Because when things are not in season, they tend to be a little bit more expensive. So at that point, we can get frozen or canned and save money that way. Now, sometimes people think, well, I don't want to get canned fruits and vegetables because they can't be as healthy as the fresh fruits and vegetables, right? Or maybe they think that fruits and vegetables that are frozen, just let's freeze them and be done with it when they're being produced. And that's actually not true. Both canned and frozen fruits and vegetables, they are either frozen or canned at their peak. So that means that they're going to have all of the nutrients in them, right? They're at their peak, they've got all their vitamins, and even fiber. You'd be surprised, right? People think that just because something is canned, it's not going to contain nutrients, but it's far from the truth. Now, the one thing obviously that we do want to look out for if we purchase canned fruits and vegetables, we want to make sure that they are, that it's either in water or that it's in juice, not syrup. And we want to make sure also that we check the labels to confirm that they are not packaged with additional salt or additional sugar, right? For example, somebody might have high blood pressure, they get a can of corn and don't read the label, don't realize that not only does it have water and the corn, but maybe it also has salt. And so if they don't rinse that corn, then that can obviously affect their health in a negative way. So it's important to read the labels to make sure that whatever we purchase, that we're purchasing just that, right? Just the fruit, just the vegetable, not additional salt, not additional sugar, and sometimes even fat. Sometimes fat is also added to the canned or the frozen, so we want to make sure that none of that is added. Okay, now the other concern that exists with canned fruits and vegetables, a lot of times there's that perception that they're not as healthy because they have chemicals added to them. That's how they can them. They have chemicals added to them. And so one of the chemicals that is added to canned fruits and vegetables is BPA. Now it's not added to the fruits and vegetables, it's part of the lining, and that's to be able to use the can for that purpose, for fruits and vegetables. Now, California recognizes that the use of BPA can cause reproductive health issues, particularly in females. And so California left it up to the manufacturer to either inform us, either the lining has BPA or it does not. But they also have the option, right, manufacturers, to not inform us at all. So here I have a can of garbanzo beans. Now, garbanzo is not a fruit or vegetable, right? It's a protein. But the reason I have it here is because I want to show you how it states on here that it's non-BPA lining, okay? Now, you might have seen this, let's say like in water bottles, where water bottles are also, they also used to contain BPA, so now with that concern, they're starting to remove it. So here, it says non-BPA lining. So if this is a concern of yours, then this is something that you want to be looking out for, okay? Make sure that if you want to buy canned fruits and vegetables that do not contain BPA, that you look for that there, non-BPA lining. Now this one here, I thought this was interesting. I have never actually seen this before. This is the only time that I've seen it. But this one actually gives you a warning. And it's warning you that it contains BPA, okay? So here it tells you, consuming this product can expose you to chemicals including BPA, which is known to the state of California to cause harm to the female reproductive system. So I thought this was pretty interesting, right? Because they're actually letting you know. There are going to be canned goods, and I don't have an example here with me, but there are also canned goods that will not state either way. And so I would assume that it would be safe to say that they will contain BPA. So again, if this is a concern of yours, then you want to make sure that you get the kind that says non-BPA lining, right? Look for the can, read the labels. Now, if you are a person that says, you know what, it doesn't matter, I just do not eat anything that is canned, period, then things like this, like the garbanzos, you can always buy them dry, like this. And then these, you would just have to soak them overnight and then boil them the next day, and then they're ready to go. So you do have different options, even with things that are proteins, right? But this is just something that you want to be mindful of, okay? That if this is a concern, that you check the labels. Okay, so those are some of the similarities and differences among fresh, frozen, and canned fruits and vegetables. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this aside so we can start preparing our salad and our salad dressing. And I'm going to start with the salad dressing. So I want to be able for you to see, I want to show you, right, how I do this. So clear my workspace here. And I'm going to wear some gloves just because a little bit more hygienic. So I'm going to go to put on my gloves here. And let's go ahead and start with our dressing ingredients, preparing our dressing. And the dressing that we are going to prepare today is the honey Dijon lemon dressing. It's really good, has a lot of different flavors, honey, lemon, and Dijon mustard. And you can put it in a lot of different kinds of salads. The salad ingredients that I have selected for today, I think they work really well together, and they work really well with the dressing too. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and prepare our dressing. Now the first thing that we need is a glass bowl. So this is our glass bowl here. And we are going to use 1/4 cup of olive oil. Now make sure that you use your measuring cups and your measuring spoons to get the right amount of ingredients, right, so that you get the flavors exactly as they're supposed to be. Now the oil that we're going to use is extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin is not recommended for cooking. Extra virgin is recommended for marinating and for dressing. So we're going to use that. Now I have here extra virgin olive oil. Now this one has it's infused with some herbs. It doesn't have to be like this. It can be plain, but this is the one that I'm going to use just for my dressing. Okay. So 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. So there's my oil. Then I need 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, lemon or lime. I prefer lime. It tends to be a little bit more I like that tart flavor. So I'm going to do lime. So I need my tablespoon here. Okay, and I'm just going to get 2 tablespoons. And usually 2 tablespoons will be about a lemon or a lime worth of juice. This one doesn't have too much, so I might do a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, so there's one. And then I need one more. This one here. Then I'm going to need 1/2 teaspoon of raw honey. So let me first grab a bowl. I'm gonna put all my trash over here. It's over here. Okay. So now 1/2 teaspoon of raw honey. 1/2 teaspoon. There's that, and then I need 1 minced garlic. Now make sure that this dressing, if you are going to be feeding it to young children, make sure that you check that it's okay for them to eat raw honey. I believe there is an age limit, so that's something that you want to be mindful of. Okay, so 1 minced garlic. I'm going to take my garlic here. Now, the garlic, it is going to be, the recipe calls for the garlic to be minced. If you want the garlic pieces to be a little bit bigger, a little bit chunkier, that's up to you. I don't prefer to bite into a big piece of garlic, so I like to chop it very finely or mince it. So that, of course, is up to you, whatever you prefer. Okay, now after the garlic, I am going to add 1/4 teaspoon of dry basil, 1/4 of dry basil. So once I add this garlic, okay, 1/4 teaspoon of dry basil and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then my last ingredient is going to be 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. So here's my Dijon mustard, and so make sure when you get your Dijon mustard that you don't get yellow mustard. That's the one that we typically use for like hot dogs and hamburgers. This is Dijon mustard, it's different. And I need 1 teaspoon. And so once I have all of my ingredients in my glass bowl, I can whisk them together, or I can just cover the bowl and mix them together. So we're going to do that. We're just going to cover the bowl and mix it all together. There, and then we mix. And you're going to start noticing how nice this dressing looks. The color that it gets because of the mustard, it just looks really, really nice. Okay. And so remember, it's got mustard, it has honey, it has lemon. So those are all different flavors. And again, I like to think about the flavors of the dressing to decide which ingredients I'm going to be adding to my salad, right? What vegetables I'm going to mix. So you can see how nice our dressing looks, and it's ready to go. So we're going to put that aside. Let me just clean my board quickly so we can start now preparing our ingredients for our salad. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to start with my lettuce, and the thing about the salad too, make sure to wash your produce really well, particularly lettuce. Especially lettuce like this one, the romaine lettuce. Take all of the leaves apart and just rinse them really well. You'll notice a lot of times you get like little bugs in there and dirt. So you want to make sure that you wash them well. Now, there's a lot of different ways to wash your produce. There's cleaners that are made especially for this. Sometimes people use water and salt. Sometimes people use vinegar. Whatever method you prefer is fine. Just make sure that you wash your produce well. Now I'm going to first slice my lettuce leaves lengthwise so that then I can cut it across. And that's to make the pieces a little bit smaller, right? Because the last thing you want is to bite into your salad and get large pieces of lettuce and you have dressing flying everywhere. So we're going to cut them first lengthwise, and then we're going to cut them across into smaller pieces, okay? So got them there, and then just small bite-sized pieces. And I like using romaine lettuce, but again, this is something, if you prefer to use a different kind of lettuce, that is perfectly fine as well. Whatever lettuce you prefer. Or you could even make this with kale, or you could make it with spinach. Okay, so there's my lettuce. I'm going to put this in my bowl. I'm going to start building my salad, right? So different layers of my salad. Okay, my next ingredient is going to be cucumber. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the cucumber with the skin because I want to make sure that I get the fiber. Now I'm just going to do half of a cucumber. I'm not going to do the whole thing. Oh, sorry. I'm not going to do the whole thing. And again, I want to make sure that I cut the cucumber into bite-sized pieces. So I'm first going to cut it into 4 that way, and then I'm going to cut it across. Some people also like to remove the seeds from the cucumber. They, open it, cut it in half, and remove the seeds. And that's helpful, especially if you are going to say, make the salad now but eat it later, because cucumber does tend to release a lot of liquid. And so if you remove the seeds, it will help you to keep the salad from wilting. Okay. Now I'm going to add some carrots. And I'm just going to roughly chop the carrots into small pieces. I peel this carrot prior to making the salad. Carrots are really good for you. Carrots have a lot of vitamin A, which is really good for our eyesight, or beta carotene, I should say, which then becomes vitamin A in the body. Very good for our eyesight, right? It's a good antioxidant. So add as many vegetables, fruits and vegetables as you would like to your salad. The more variety that you have in your salad, the greater the amount of nutrients that it's going to be able to provide. Okay, my next ingredient is tomato. Now the tomato is also one where people sometimes tend to remove the seeds. So for example, this one, it's pretty ripe, and so if I wanted to, I could remove the seeds and the juice, and that's going to help again so that my salad doesn't start wilting. Okay, see all that juice that's coming out? We can remove that into the bowl, and then we just cut the tomatoes, or the tomato. Alright, so there's the tomato. And then the next ingredient that I'm going to add is onion. And I'm going to be using a red onion. There are many different kinds of onions. The red one is usually one that most people prefer for salads because it doesn't have a very strong flavor. It's actually even a little bit sweet. And so it makes a nice addition to a salad because you get the onion flavor, but without that strong, really strong, almost spicy flavor that onion can sometimes have, right? And so we're going to be adding some red onion. And this one we want to slice it as thinly as possible. Because again, just like the garlic, we don't want to bite into our salad and get a big chunk of onion, because then it will feel like it's very strong, a strong flavor. Cut it in half, more of a bite-sized piece. And onion too, it's not everybody's favorite vegetable, so if you want to leave this on the side, you can. And then whoever wants onion can just go ahead and grab some, but it is a nice ingredient to add to a salad. And then the last ingredient that I'm going to add is not a fruit or a vegetable, it's actually a protein, but I like to add feta cheese to my salads. And the reason that I like feta cheese is because it has a very strong flavor. So again, it's just another layer of flavor that we're adding to our salad. We have the honey, we have the lemon, we have the mustard, we have the onion, which is strong, the tomatoes, which are sweet. And so now this cheese is a little bit strong as well. And so it gives it a nice flavor. And it also adds a little bit of protein to our salad. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of cheese. Let me grab a spoon real quick. Again, another ingredient that if you wanted to, you could leave on the side. And then just people, you know, if they prefer cheese in their salad, then they can grab some. And if they don't, then they don't have to. So I'm going to add it to my salad here. And then my salad is pretty much ready to go. Other ingredients that we could add to this salad, we could add a different kind of cheese, first of all. We can add things like olives. We can add, olives. We can even add fruit to the salad. Fruit tends to make salads pretty delicious as well. Again, different kind of lettuce, whatever you really want to add to your salad. The more ingredients, particularly the greens that you add, different kinds of lettuces or even different kind of herbs, or even cauliflower, which is a white vegetable, the better, okay? Because you're going to add a lot more nutrients and you're going to add a lot of fiber. So let me show you what our salad looks like so far. So this is what we have: lettuce, tomato, onion, cucumber, carrots, and the cheese. I'm going to go ahead and mix it. And then you can either add the dressing to your salad, or that one's another one that we could leave on the side. I want to show you what it looks like now once I plate this salad. Okay, so I'm going to grab a plate. Here. So here's our salad. Try to grab from the bottom so we can get all of the different kinds of vegetables. There. There. Okay. And then we just take a little bit of our dressing and add it to our salad. So we open this up here. Spoon. I'm just going to mix it a little bit. Get all the flavors right to blend together. And you can actually prepare this dressing a day ahead if you wanted to. And that way the flavors actually have that time to marry, right? To combine and just really make a very flavorful dressing. So there's my dressing. And then I just pour some on top of my salad. So there it is. There's our salad. Okay. And that is the recipe that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. We look forward to seeing you virtually again next week and at one of our resource centers as soon as we can. Until then, stay active, healthy, and informed.